Daggone, it just bit my lip. Oh. What's up, internet? It's your girl Breezy back for another episode of the Black Girl Baking Show. Thank you for joining me once again. Right now, I'm really into making foods from different cultures. Well, not really so much making, but trying, experimenting with foods from different cultures and countries and all that jazz, because I just feel like it's time to experience the world. I've been locked up in a house for a year and a half, and it's time to get the heck out. A month or two ago, I decided to make Indian food for the first time. Now, I've only had Indian food like from a restaurant once. What convinced me to be, courageous enough to try and make it myself? I don't know. First of all, it was very good. Okay, it was very good. But there were so many ingredients, like so many steps, and I thought it was gonna be easier than it was. I still got the job done, but it was a lot. Anyway, I made some butter chicken and I made naan bread. Is it called naan bread or just naan? I made naan. So I'm gonna make some naan today. It's a very easy recipe and you're gonna feel like you're doing something. You're gonna feel so cultured, You're gonna be able to tell your friends, look what I made. I made some naan. Have you ever made naan before? Do you make naan? You don't make naan. You don't make no naan. So, without further ado, let's get into it, baby. So the first thing you're gonna do to start off your naan is take 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons of milk and 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons of sour cream. And you're gonna throw this in the microwave to warm it up in increments of 30 seconds. You want it to just get warm enough to mix together. Not hot, not boiling, not like simmering, just warm to mix it together. Just stir it or whisk it, however you wanna do it together, so it kinda blends in. Now you're gonna throw in some sugar and some yeast and whisk that together just a little bit. I don't know, I think I was expecting naan to not need yeast. In my head, I was equating it to I don't know, for those of y'all who read the Bible, talk about manna, which is unleavened bread. And I just figured it was just like an unleavened, flat bread type thing. But no, there's yeast in it to give it a nice soft texture so that when you tear it off, it's not just which is why the Hebrews were complaining in the desert because the manna was nasty. But this ain't gonna be nasty. This gonna be good, okay? Now just let this sit for about 5 minutes, start to get a little foamy, allow it to start growing a little bit. If it doesn't do that, you've killed your yeast. Scrap it and start over. As you can see, the yeast is kind of starting to puff up a little bit. That's a good sign. We're on our way to some naan, okay? Now you want to add in 1 egg and some olive oil and just mix that all together. Whisk it in. Now I'm going to take this, set it aside for a second. Right here I have 1 cup of flour and some salt and whisk this together. Now you may only need a cup of flour, but you may also need 1.25 cups. How the atmosphere is set up, if there's more moisture in the air, or if the conditions of your apartment or house, wherever you live, are more moist, you might need more flour to dry up the mixture and make it more of a dough. If it's more dry where you are, you might need less flour. So the recipe says 1 to 1.25 cups. It just depends. You kind of gotta eyeball it and see how your dough's acting. I know it sounds strange, but I told y'all before, baking is science. And you gotta be a little scientist and pay attention to the variables. So now I'm gonna take this flour mixture, put it into a bigger bowl. This is the olive oil, the egg, sour cream, and milk. Pour that right on in there with it. And I'm just gonna stir this together with a spoon to start off. And eventually I'm gonna have to put my hands in there, which I'm not excited about, but it is what it is. So you start to see it kind of clump up and act like a dough. Keep stirring, because the more you stir, the more the flour will disappear, and you'll see if you need to add more flour to it if it's too sticky. I think it's okay actually. So now you want to knead your dough for about 5 minutes. Take some flour, put it down on a sanitized and clean surface. Just take your ball of dough. You want to knead the dough until it's nice and elastic, till it's, a solid ball. There's not any weird humps and dumps in it. It's just nice and smooth, which should be about 5 minutes. If you feel it's starting to get a little sticky, just add some more flour. Alone in a room. It's just me and you. Okay. So here is my finished dough. Now I'm gonna take the bowl that I mixed it up in, give it a little spritz with some spray so it doesn't stick, and then put it in there. Hello, baby. Ordinarily, you want to cover with some plastic wrap. Apparently, I don't have that. So you can also just put a towel over top of it, or get creative, which I think I'm gonna do. There we go. So now I'm just gonna let this rise for an hour. See you in a little bit. You want to take it out of the bowl, set it there. So this is only going to make about 3 or 4 pieces. Press it down and then just roll into like an ovalish shape if at all possible. All right, so once you've got it rolled out, you're gonna take a cast iron skillet. Oh, you dummy! Trying to burn your hand off. All right, so take a cast iron skillet like this one and warm it up on the stove over about medium heat. Take a little bit of vegetable oil or olive oil. I'm gonna pour a little bit in there and kind of paint it on the surface of your skillet so that your naan bread won't stick when you cook it. Then you just wanna kind of roll it up on your rolling pin and cook it for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side in the skillet. You'll start to see it bubble up really nice and pretty, and when that happens, flip it over, let the other side cook for a little bit, and it's done. So this is the finished naan, or the cooked naan I should say. It's been cooked on both sides. You want to take some melted butter with garlic in it. I melted the garlic into the butter. Like when I put it up to warm it up, I put the garlic in there so it can kind of like aromiate into the butter. Is aromiate a word? It's gonna be a word now. For look-sees, if you want to get a little cute with it, just sprinkle with some parsley. You know, a little sham. This one kind of looks like Africa a little bit if you look at it. I think it's like if you flipped it, it kind of look like Africa. You know what I'm saying? So here is my stack of naan. And right here is my butter chicken dip that I made yesterday in preparation for today. I needed something to dip my naan in. I couldn't just eat naked naan, you feel me? It's kind of weird. Okay, so basically you just tear off a piece. I might need some help from a fork. And give it a little bite. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I don't know, something about the texture of it. Wait, you know what? I probably should eat it naked without my butter chicken. You would think it'd be like a tortilla. It's not, because there's yeast in it. It pulls apart like bread. Let me get some more butter chicken over here. If you would like me to link the recipe to the butter chicken, I can do that. You just gotta say something, you know, closed mouth don't get fed, baby. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know how they work for you. If you actually try these recipes, like, let me know. I'm legitimately curious. I'm not just here to make stuff for entertainment, although it is fun. But I want to know if you try things too, and if you actually learn, like, from little tips and tricks that I do or don't do. Learn from my mistakes, because I make plenty of them. Let me know either way. Yeah, that's it. So I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.